Hello. Oh, that's a girthy mic, my friend. It's much longer and much girthier than my little chode. I can't hear shit though.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. Oh, it
Oh,
lights
cool.
up. Okay, can you
Yeah.
show that to everyone?
Look at my thing, everybody. My microphone, it lights up and it's really sexy actually.
It is. Is it new?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it actually for I don't know for what I got.
Oh,
Maybe
is this how we're starting the episode? This
yes.
is how we're going to
Yes.
get the plays. You are listening to Smooth. No, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, that was sexy, Melanie.
You are listening to Smooth of the publishing Persuasion. I have a
Yeah,
chode mic. Angela has a
a
girthy
big schlong. She's got a big schlong, Mike.
is what we've had to resort to in publishing.
You're welcome, everybody. You are welcome.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I could probably do that all day. Like something about the microphone up close to your face.
Well, people get paid to do that, baby.
Yeah, someone pay. You know what? Someone pay us because it's funny because I was doing like an ask me anything
Yeah.
thing on Instagram and someone asked, "Do you guys get paid for of the publishing persuasion?" And the answer is no. We get paid in laughter and joy and free therapy. That is how we make money.
Well,
Well, it's not money. That's not how we make money because we don't make money.
right. But could you
Yeah.
even imagine us doing a product endorsement? I wouldn't
Oh
take it
my gosh.
seriously.
Actually, that would be so fun.
Yeah, you'd have to
We
make it
should.
fun though, because you know what? I
Yeah.
see other podcasts and stuff when they do endorsements, they like change persona. And there's
Yeah.
those shits and gigs guys?
I don't know.
The ones
Oh,
that
the friends, the
yeah, yeah.
friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They always read like Reddit notes of like scandalous things and react to it.
I
Which
love
actually
that.
I feel like I had a thing of I feel like somewhere I've saved more scandalous query rejections for you and some would
Oh,
you rather questions, but I'll have to find them later if we have time.
yes.
But like
Yes.
I saw them do an endorsement for, of all things, a vibrator.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but I expected
Of
them to be
course.
like, oh, like taking the piss, but instead they were like the whatever, the Clitara 3000 is equipped with batteries and I was like, "Oh no, come on boys. If you're going to do it, give us the bands."
Yeah. Yeah, no. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna advertise something, advertise it the way that you would just do it, just us talking, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of advertisement, I just got this new mic. It's HyperX if HyperX wants to get a hold of me. Actually, I didn't even just get this. I've had it since like I don't know how long, and I've been too scared to use it.
Oh, it's good. It's clear.
Oh, good.
Really
That's
clear
good.
audio. I
I'm
think
so
I might
happy to
need to
hear.
update my chode now that you've brought that out.
What do you call it? A chode?
A chode.
A chode?
Because
Is that
it's
like a little pee-pee? Is that what a chode is?
it's like short and like chunky.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is too. It's exactly what
It
it looks
may
like.
or may not be used occasionally in reference in social
Okay.
media stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna say your thing may or may not be used. Like I thought you were talking about that, and I was like, and you're
Oh
yeah,
yes, it's a multi-purpose one. We have gone down a dark hole. Can you
yes.
introduce the show?
Welcome to Of the Publishing Persuasion, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
I'm Angela Montoya, author of Sinner's Isle. That comes, oh no, it doesn't come out. It already came out. It's behind Melanie. It's out. It's happened. She's out.
that's
Um,
cute though. It's kind of cute that you completely just blanked out that it was out.
yeah, that I have a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Angela Montoya, author of Sinner's Isle, that's been out for a few months actually, believe it or not. And I am here with Melanie Schubert, who has her first anthology coming out in the
That's
next few
true.
months. So,
Oh,
so that
stop.
now we have to switch how we introduce you because you're not just the Australian sensation. You're Melanie Schubert, author of this anthology that's coming out that's gonna kick ass. And I cannot wait.
Thank you. As soon as I have like an official date that it's coming out, yeah, let's add it to my intro.
Yeah, well, of course. The Severed Cape, right?
Severed Cape, baby.
Rrr. Ay, ay,
Oh, it's
ay.
not. It's like,
No, it's not. That's what it is. It's not
yeah.
it's e.
Mm,
I'm sorry about
very
that. I
much.
apologize.
When you read it, you'll understand how, how tragic that comment was in context.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. I take it back.
No, but yeah, like honestly, I forget because, like, as we know, everything in publishing can be like so slow.
Yeah.
So, like, I forget, although this has been relatively fast, real talk. So,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
just mean, it's not like I'm hearing from them every week or whatever. So I kind of forget about it. But
Yeah.
it's nice to be reminded and remember that it's coming. And
Hell
yeah.
yes. Hell yes. I can't freaking wait. I have to paint my body. But I don't think anybody could ever like outdo you in the like body paint, like cheerleader, dramatic, like rereading of like you are author goal friendship goals
Oh,
for so many, right? Like we've had people reach out, or even when, okay, here, let me explain. When I just came back literally last night from a conference, from a big book festival in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was walking around and people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, I listened to your podcast and like Melanie is so funny. She's great." And I was like, "Hey, hello, I'm here too. What
oh,
about me?" It was all about Melanie. And I was like, you know what? It's true. Melanie's hilarious and so great and such a good friend. And like the video you did of you you reading Sinner's Isle wasn't I wasn't ready. I was literally not prepared for that. So yeah, you're such a great supportive friend. So
okay.
so
First of
I'll
all,
try and paint my body.
yeah, you better. First of all, if anyone thinks I'm funny, it's only because I have an amazing co-host to bounce off. Like, I'm very much an energy person, and like I very much feed off
Mm.
you. And I'm sure that
Yeah.
they were just in awe of you and couldn't even get words out.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Well, what can they
They were just
say?
like, Melanie's great. And
I
it's
told you
true.
as your Australian friend. You know, like Australians have become important to America. I don't make the rules, but I just accept it.
You saw one thing with an Australian. You saw one thing, and
And
now you're just
RuPaul's partner is Australian. You see?
okay. I'll give you that. I'll
And
give it to you.
I
Yes.
find a lot of American series or movies, they'll just be like a random Australian.
Well, hey, no, at the hotel, there was a random Australian. She was like the concierge when I came up, and I was like, ah. I
Uh,
almost was like, where are you from? Because I know one person in Australia, so I'm practically an expert. I should have asked her, like, hey, have you ever had camel meat?
you should have. You should have. For reference, that was one of our lovely friends in the Discord. Well, how did camels come up though?
I don't, I we had we mentioned it? I can't remember, but camels came up, and apparently camels are a problem in Australia.
They're a huge problem. They're like a very invasive pest. Like
Oh,
we have so many that they're like a problem for the native wildlife. So, but like we are, fun fact, like we have like I think the largest wild herd, and I think the largest wild herd of single humped camels too. So there's
okay,
two different,
can we just reel this back a second?
yeah.
Are camels native to Australia?
No. And not as
Okay.
far as I know. Now, I've said that, pulled that out of my ass. There may be like one type that is, but I don't think so. I think they're
So
all,
how the fuck did this happen, Melanie? How are you guys plagued with
oh, because colonization.
Oh,
Everybody brought whatever they wanted with them. And so
well,
there's a
sure.
introduced species of plants and animals. Sometimes it
Wow.
works, sometimes it doesn't. Fun fact, I read that prickly pears, I think, they actually became a huge problem when they were introduced. They took over like thousands and thousands of
Oh,
kilometers of land. They just grew everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a
So
real
is
problem.
it very, is it like the center of Australia? Like, is it desert? It's real
Yeah,
deserty?
100% it's desert.
Yeah.
I've been out
Okay.
there and there's nothing. There's nothing but
Wow.
frilled neck lizards and a few blue-looking shrubs.
And camels.
Yeah, and the odd oasis, and of course camels. Yeah, so we are like, because of our like shocking amount of camels, we are the largest exporter of camel meat to the world. We are the ones. Even though we probably
Hey.
get camels from Saudi Arabia or something, they originated
Wow.
from, not from here.
Well, see, this is why Americans love Australians, I think, because we love a good camel story.
Yeah,
We love this
one
sort of
hump or two.
we just we love camels in
Yeah,
America. We
they're
really
trying
do.
to make the milk take off. I've
Oh,
never seen camel meat in the shop, but I have seen the milk in the supermarkets occasionally. They try to make
wow.
it take off. They're like, oh, it's got this nutrient and that nutrient. But Australians are pretty funny about their milk, so it hasn't fully taken
Sure.
off here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
have the nut milk, nut milk,
Yeah.
oat milk,
Yeah.
it's all a big thing here, but camel milk has still got a question mark.
That's something, yeah, that probably a little hard to like wrap the brain around. Like,
It's not, your local barista isn't going to offer it just yet, you know?
like I'm not looking at that camel and I'm thinking, I
Yeah.
want to taste from that teat.
Which,
Like,
but it's funny how people get so icked out about it because, yeah,
yeah,
literally, like regular milk's still coming from udders, my friends, like
yeah,
it's
that's
just,
true.
it's just a
That's true.
different udder, just a different udder.
Oh, wow. I feel like we can end the show right there.
No, we can't end the show because you've just touched on your glorious experience, and I want to hear
Yes.
so much more. I saw so many like podcast faces. Can you think off the top
Yes.
of your head? I want to like shout them out. Who did you see who we've had on the pod?
So, gosh, I don't want to miss anybody, but
Okay.
like, I mean, I very, very like when I saw Nikki Payne,
Oh,
the Nikki Payne, author, Pride and Protest.
yeah.
Um, when I saw her, I was like, I heard her first and I thought, that's Nikki Payne. Like I know that's Nikki Payne. And we had our fun moment of just like hugging and like looking
Oh,
at each other and just staring at each other.
yeah.
She is as beautiful and wonderful as we knew she would be. And everybody was all about Nikki Payne. And rightly so, because she's fabulous. Susan Lee, I just saw her like in passing. She was just zoom, zoom. She knows everybody. She is everywhere. She's wonderful. She's so cool. And oh, Emily Feed, we had a panel
Yes.
together. Rebecca Ross, I had two panels with her. Um, gosh, so many. Oh, Jenna, like there's so many
Mm.
faces that I saw, and it was really, really fun. Just to get to see people who I hadn't seen physically before there at that one because there's so many romance writers.
Mm.
I hope I didn't miss anybody, but
Miss Jill from my memory.
oh, Jill too, who we're gonna have on.
Yeah.
I booked Miss Jill too. She was there. We had a panel together. Author of The Dividing Sky by Jill too. Dystopian romance coming out by Joy Revolution. Fabulous book. Yeah, so it was really, really fun just to hang with people and get to meet new authors that like I hadn't really known or I'd been following and like,
Mm.
kind of fangirling over, but it was really, really fun. Like I was telling Lissa, who she wasn't there, but Lissa Mia Smith, who we've had on twice, author of Revel. I was telling her because she was asking how it was, how it went, and I was like, I wish I wouldn't have, and I did. I hid in my hotel a little bit too much. I wish I would have gone down and socialized like more one-on-one time because there's just so much happening.
Yeah.
And but I got like a little like schoolgirl nervous of like
Oh,
going into groups and being like,
yeah.
hey, you might not recognize me, but we follow, like I got a little like awkwardy nervous of being like introducing
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
But it was so fun.
Mm.
And gosh, she just it was a really, really cool time. Like the hotel was fun, like all the panels were really great. I
Mm.
got to meet so many readers and I got to like introduce myself and my book to so many that had never even heard of it.
Yo.
So, yeah, so I was like, yes, like this is exactly why I'm here for people who had never even seen it. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, that cover." And I was like, "Yes, thank you."
Yeah.
So I was out there just hustling, selling books, selling myself. I was on a panel, one it was a truth or dare panel. And
Really?
it was just like a fun panel of before I get into that, I saw Allie, one of our dear friends from Discord from the pod.
Yeah.
I got to hug her and say hi, and she gave snacks. And I was gonna try and send you those, but unfortunately,
You ate them.
my son opened he ate the popcorn there.
Unforgivable.
So I know. I was like, who ate all of this? Because it was chocolate donut flavored
Mm.
popcorn.
Oh my
And I
God.
should have hit it. I should have known better. It was
Definite.
gone.
No, I gift it. I gift it.
Yeah. So that was really sweet.
Yes.
And she was telling me that she has a dog that's half Chihuahua, half German Shepherd, which I thought was a wonderful little.
How did that happen?
The dad was the Chihuahua,
Oh,
funnily
yes.
enough.
Yes,
Yes.
boy.
That
Yes, boy. Get
was
it.
quite possibly one of my favorite stories of the whole thing was just learning about this boy Chihuahua that was just getting it in.
He's
Um,
daddy.
so
A
hey,
little
I love it.
Casanova.
Yeah. So,
What did he
but one
do?
of
Fly? Was it
yeah,
artificial insemination or like
he
how did
must have. She must have wanted it. She must have saw that little Chihuahua and been like, "Come over here, boy." Like the German Shepherd had to have. She had to have. It was consensual.
I can't with you. I can't.
It was consensual. If you're letting
It
that
would
thing,
have had to be.
we love a short king, and so does the German Shepherd. She loved a short king. She said, "Get over here." Yeah.
They would be a little King Pomeranians. They're so
Ugh.
sassy.
Oh, he's a Chihuahua.
A
Chihuahua.
chihuahua. Oh my God,
Yeah,
the
so sassy.
chihuahua. Oh,
So that
little
was a favorite moment. Yeah, just visualizing this. So that was
prince.
fun. Shout out. And just so many like fun moments of just like interacting with people. But like I had the panel I was talking about, like, it was a truth or dare
Oh yeah.
panel, and I was terrified. I was so scared to do
Oh,
this because I was like, I don't know what sort of truths or dares or what, but it actually ended up being really fun, and I embarrassed myself. I told a story that I think changed a lot of people's.
one we haven't heard on the pod.
Yeah, because they asked like, "Oh, what was one of your or what was the question?" It was like, "Tell us something you never told your parents that you did." And I was like, "Oh God, there's so many things." Like,
Yeah.
if you ask my mom, she would say I was the perfect child, like just a sweet,
Oh,
quiet
you were one
angel.
of those. You were one of those.
Yes.
Hid your naughtiness.
My stepdad knew right away when he saw, like, first time he ever saw me, he was like, "Uh-oh, this one." But my mom would never hear it. She'd be like, she'd never would do this. And it was always me. It was always me doing the things, but then letting everybody else, my siblings, get in trouble for it. So I told them, in front of a panel of people, I don't know why my brain couldn't come up with anything less like terrible to tell. But we lived like in this small town, and so like if you walked around, neighbors had like properties, and this one
Yeah.
neighbor had a pond of like special fish that he loved, and he hated my siblings like and I because we were just hellions. We weren't allowed in the house. And so we were just off just doing all kinds of stuff. And so he would always yell at us like, "Get off the lawn." And so we hated him. So after he had yelled at me about something, I went and I grabbed a fishing pole, and I went and I fished and I caught one of his special fish, Melanie.
A goldfish, like a
I
koi.
don't It was like a koi fish, yeah. Okay, now that I'm an adult, I understand those things are not cheap, and I understand why he'd yell at like this 10-year-old kid.
Did he ever,
So
did he find out?
no, never. I would never. Okay, so I catch the fish, Melanie,
Yeah.
and I think, well, what am I gonna do about this thing? So I decide I'm gonna cook it. I
You
decide
did not cook it.
I
You did
decide
not cook it.
I decide, oh, I can't just let it just go to waste. Like I gotta do something about this thing. And so I started a fire in my backyard to cook the fish, and then I caught my backyard on fire, Melanie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I didn't tell anybody. I just told my parents like that that our other neighbor who also really hated us, again, rightly so, now that I'm an adult and I understand. I told them, oh, he probably like flicked a cigarette over and it caught fire. I lied.
You were crafty about it.
I was so crafty. I lied. I caught this fish. Okay, this expensive fish. I murdered it, Melanie. I murdered the fish and I tried to eat it.
Did you
But I
try to
caught
eat it? Was it all right?
well, no, I set fire to the backyard, Melanie. I had to run.
You had to run. Was
I,
the fire like fully everywhere?
yeah, it was a pretty good sized fire because the grass was dry. Because yeah,
Did the
so
fire brigade come out and everything?
oh no, I
No,
just
no.
ran and it luckily like
It burnt
luckily
itself
it went out.
out.
But there was the remains were there, but I no one cared because they were like, what the hell's the backyard's on fire. So yeah, so that was the story I told. I told in public, Melanie. I told people I murdered a fish and
A
set my house
coin.
on almost on fire. And and I regretted telling that story, Melanie. But what I have to say, what was hilarious is after that panel,
Yeah.
I was coming out of another panel and this mother comes up to me and she was like, "Hey, my daughter is buying your book right now. When
Oh,
she comes over here, will you please draw a fish in the book?"
I love
And she said it. She thought it was so hilarious. So
it
can you draw the
is.
fish? And so I did. And so
Oh
so
my gosh.
yeah.
I live for this story. And you know what? That's why she wanted you to draw it though, because it's like it is the kind of stuff people often take to their grave. Although it's so
And here
far
I
past. It's so far past. Who cares? It's kind of hilarious. If it makes you
am.
feel better, when I was a kid, we used to
Oh, did
catch
you murder
frogs.
anything?
Yeah, I did, and I
Oh,
didn't
good. Oh,
feel good about
good.
it.
Let
The,
me hear. What is it?
well, when I was very little, and I'm not proud, I am not proud.
Oh no.
I I was very into animals, and I hated being in school, so I caught a bunch of butterflies. But I was like, well, they have wings, so they'll fly away if I don't sort that out. So in
Oh,
my little stupid childhood brain, I was like, I'll just take their wings off and then I can keep them in my desk.
oh my.
So not proud of that, but I was very little. We'll forgive that one. But the one that haunted me for years was when we were kids and we were camping and we used to catch frogs. And then one of the boys had it in their head that, like, well, the French eat frogs, so why don't we just roast
Fry
these
them up.
frogs?
Just
So we
fry them
like
up.
literally, yeah, we like skewered these poor frogs and roasted them on the fire, but no one ate it. And I
Well,
was just
no.
so like haunted by the actual act of it because it was like not something we grew up eating at all. So I wasn't like, it was just felt like murdering a pet.
Yeah.
I was not okay. I was not okay. But
Oh my God.
it wasn't a magical koi. Don't read any Japanese mythology. You might feel
I
worse
know.
about that one.
Shit. Yeah, you're right. Well, it's yeah, because especially like those things were pricey. Oh
I have
shit.
one on
I'm
my
so
sleeve.
sorry. I'm
I,
so sorry.
literally, one of the biggest parts of my sleeve is a koi.
I'm so sorry.
So,
I didn't know. But now that I'm
or
an adult, I know.
or it might have been where your magic came from.
Oh,
That's the other
ooh.
option. Maybe your magic came from that koi.
From murdering a fish. Yeah.
I
I'm
love
gonna
how
go with that.
seriously you took that. You were just like, yeah,
I
right.
I I really did. I really thought I just accepted that. I was like,
Yeah,
you know what?
I accept it. I
Yeah.
think it's fact.
Yeah. Okay.
So what was your favorite?
Listeners, go out there and murder a koi. Go out there. You'll get some magic.
I am so glad we had this conversation because I bought you something when I was out in Chinatown the other day. And I
Oh
was like,
no.
Is it too far? I was like, it might be too far. I was like, nah, I think she can handle it. She'll see the humor behind it. And after this story, I feel quite okay about it.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, you should be.
And scared.
Yeah,
And scared. Yeah.
both are an important part of so I'm gonna send you that and the t-shirt, which our listeners
Good.
haven't seen there. And then also some of these bad
Yes.
boys.
Yes. I wish I had the like I should have thought to even like print those up myself to go to those things. But I'm gonna possibly go to another thing
Yeah.
in a couple months. So I'll be bringing those.
Yeah, and
So
what I'm thinking is because the reason I decided to print them now, it for those of you who aren't watching, it's our logo. It's like our faces, our glorious faces on our logo. And I want to I think I want to just send them. I mean, it might get out of hand, but it's not like we've got tens of thousands of listeners. So I was thinking like pretty much any listener who wants these stickers of our logo, I think I would like send them stickers in like a letter, and I'll send you some
yeah,
as well. Because yeah,
I like that.
yeah, I saw it was cute. There's people already who are really excited about them, and I'm like, well, you'll get two stickers, maybe more.
Oh, depending on your excitement level, we'll see how many stickers you
I
can get.
will though, because
I
like
love that though.
it's precious to me that people would actually think it's cool, you know? Like,
Yeah.
so
Well,
yeah, I wanted,
I mean, honestly, like we I mean, we would enjoy doing this, just chatting with each other no matter
yeah,
what. Like this is really fun. But like when we do get to have experiences with our listeners and chat with them and like
yeah,
just know that people are listening, it's so special and really cool. So
really,
I love that. I love that because we are grateful and like it's
yeah,
amazing. It's amazing that anybody would tune in and listen to us talk about the things we talk about. Because I'm just
yeah.
thinking about the last 20 minutes of what we've talked about. And if you're still here, you deserve a damn
You
sticker.
deserve a sticker. So just DM us and I will send it to you. Yeah, I don't know how much cards are, like just a single envelope stamp, but I don't think it'll be too much. And I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to be inundated with hundreds and hundreds anyway.
Yeah.
If I am, I might let you send some of the American ones with from your stack.
Okay. Deal.
Deal?
Deal. Deal. Deal.
But tell me, like, what was your favorite memory from? Ah, did I say that it was for our 100th ep, or did I get sidetracked?
I think you mentioned that like before we had Kerrie come on.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like I was inspired to do it now because we're coming up to our 100th episode of recording. And yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, to me it is wild as well that people will not just like listen to this, but like support us and love on us. And there's so many people like when they post stuff, I don't think they realize how much it cheers us on because you're right.
Yeah.
We chat in DMs like this regardless, but I don't think I would have continuously kept putting this amount into it if it wasn't for those people, you know?
Yeah.
Because that makes
100%.
it like fun and just like even like having Kerrie on today, somebody who's been like that we've
Yeah.
interacted with is so cool. And yeah, so stickers for everyone.
Oh, man. 100 episodes almost. We're nearly there.
Yeah,
Like that is wild. It feels
a
like it and it totally
hundred.
doesn't all at the same time.
100%. Like
Wow.
it's wild. Like 100 is such a massive number. Like to think that
Yeah.
we've done this almost 100 times is mind blowing.
It is.
What?
It's amazing, honestly. It's fun. It's really cool. And honestly, like going to that book convention this weekend,
Mm.
and we've said this many, many times, but I would have never ever been able to even get through a panel like without losing my shit had we not been doing this and putting in the work and like learning how to communicate and talk. And like I had the panel with Rebecca Ross. I had two.
Yes.
And afterwards, who we love, Rebecca Ross is like the shit.
Love.
And afterwards she was talking with Vanya who put on the entire
Wow.
thing, and
Yeah.
then another author named Joe. And I walked up and they were we were just chit-chatting, and Rebecca said like, I love listening to you talk. She's told me that. He
Yes,
told
it's
me that.
true.
And I was flabbergasted, but honestly, and she was like, even on the podcast, like, and I was just, had we not had the podcast, I would have not learned how to talk. I would have been such a mess at all times. And it's truly been so amazing.
Mhm.
So to almost be at 100 episodes is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's so cool.
I think you're a natural, which is why I was like crossing my fingers and toes that you would say yes to doing this with me in the first place. But I also know what you're talking about. Like, it's one thing to like fake it till you make it and be like, our initial episodes were very sweaty for both of us, you know?
Yes.
But
One.
so I get what you're saying. Like, it has like kind of even episodes like when we did Really, I was so, so nervous. It felt really important. But then once we actually got going, I just went into autopilot of I do this every week with you. And
Yeah.
yeah, and also I think cut yourself some slack if you needed to hide in your room a bit, because from what I saw, you were out and about a lot more than the other times. Like
Yeah.
you you looked so fucking professional. I was like, my God, that's my friend. Look at her fly.
Hey,
You
I
know?
was out there. That's true. I was out there. I was
You
mingling.
were.
I
Cut yourself
was.
some slack because it's happening at a pace that's going to be comfortable for you. Like every time you go, you make new friends. Every time you go, you went to the dinner this time. You didn't go last time.
True. That is true. I
Look at
did go.
you.
I went to a dinner.
Yeah, and
I
every
did.
time it will feel a little less terrifying. Every time you might get a little bit more sleep, which will give you a little bit more bandwidth to do a little
Yeah.
bit more, you know?
Melanie, you are the queen of advice. Like you came, even with when you listeners, when you listen later to the episode of Kerrie, like Melanie is coming with some heat today. She is, she is the wise one. She is coming hot.
It's only because she needed a lot of therapy. So she's saying these things to herself
Yes.
all day,
Isn't that,
every day
yeah.
to get through the day.
Yes, but it's perfect. Like it's funny because it's always so easy to tell somebody else, right? But not
Yeah,
take it. But now
yeah.
you're saying it again, so now you have to re-listen to it again when you edit this, and you're like, "Oh, right, Melanie."
True. It's true. It is like, and I think the more we have conversations about that kind of stuff, it gets easier and it feels less scary because once you realize you're in a safe space, it completely changes what you can talk about with people. And maybe that's why you
Yeah,
told that story, because you were like, I actually feel safe with the bookish community to tell this story that like maybe some people would like whatever if you felt afraid to tell it before. But no,
yeah,
they loved it. They stand the story.
yeah, yeah. Bookish people are so great, and
Yes.
I feel like having this is like you learn to just be more and more comfortable with just being truthful. Like when
Mm.
you told the story um when you shit your pants.
Classic listeners, please listen back to past episodes to hear about the time I shit my pants. Also included is the time Angela weed in a puddle.
Those moments, like when you tell them and you
Yeah.
like get that off your chest, it's so freeing. And it's like some of them are
100%.
so dumb. And people
Mm.
are like, "Oh no, I totally shit my pants too." Like no big
Yeah.
deal. And so it's like the more you're able to like release stuff, the happier and like lighter it feels. And so yeah, I murdered a fish,
Yeah, you
you
did.
know?
You did that. But you're so right. And like, oh, I can't tell you how much this is ringing true with me this year, especially as I let go more and more of like ideas I may have had. Like even when we were chatting with Kerrie and stuff, and I'm more and more trusting that instinct of I want to work with good people. Like in this
Mm,
industry, I want to interact with good people. And that's the thing. Your people laugh at that story and they like you more for it when you tell them you shit your pants. They're just like, I'm so glad you shared that with me. You know what I mean?
yes.
And that's it. It kind of frees you up to like, yeah, like I sent some random submissions yesterday and like I was just like, damn, like I really like the stuff like I submitted direct to a publisher, an old project. And I was like, I'm gonna just go for it because let's see
Yes.
what happens. And so that's why I was so like serendipitous talking to Kerrie today. And I was like, oh,
Yes.
doing the thing, the side thing. We got my side bitch of publishing happening right now. And
Yes, bitch.
let me tell you how fucking validating that chat we had with her was, though, about like wait times and stuff. Like, I would like to, like, in the safe space of publishing and book world, I would like to open up the conversations of like, could we have a standardized wait time? Because you know how I love the agent folk. You know how like I understand how busy they get. But I find myself thinking some of those things we talked about, like leaving people on hold for like up to a year and more for stuff is a lot. You know, it's a
Yeah.
lot for anyone. Some of these things I'm just like, could we open up conversations about it, friends, and be like, yeah, maybe like 6 months maximum. And then, you know,
Yes.
close to other queries, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm very in line with talking about those things.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like querying is such a mind fuck. And
Yeah.
so if there's anything that could be done to kind of help that,
Mm.
I think we should explore it because it's
Yeah.
tough. Even if an editor or an agent was just like in their thing, like if you don't hear from me in 6 months,
I agree.
send
Something.
me a nudge or something, right? Or just consider it a pass
Mm.
or, I don't know. I don't know what the thing to
Oh,
do there
yeah.
was, but I did love like hearing what Kerrie had to say, which was like,
Mm.
I didn't want to wait, so I did something else and it worked out.
Yes.
And well, you'll hear, I don't want to spoil
Yeah.
alert, but and it worked out. And so I love that there's different things to do. And I love that you like
Mm.
while you're in this queering trench, like, well, fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
going to try an anthology and,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do other things. And so
Yeah.
it's like your mind's not so stuck on one thing. You're like, screw it, I'm going to submit to a publisher. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Yeah. I submitted Soul Swapped to a publisher and I submitted some poems to like some random
Oh,
magazine.
cool.
Yeah. I've never done that before, but I was like, I really like a few of these poems that have popped out of me lately. I was like, oh, I'll just give it a go. I found a
Let
publisher
those,
that sounded like really like friendly and they didn't have all these restrictions. And I was like, I want to sub to you. And that's what I was meaning. Like, I'm leaning into trusting that energy. I actually didn't look how well renowned they are. I was like, what do I feel about this publisher? I feel
yeah.
good energy, good vibes. And so I just went for it. So we'll see. We'll see. It's good to get those tendrils out there. However, I
Yes.
see we are down to like the wire of our time. So let's read Kerrie's bio.
Yes.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to do
Uh,
it?
are you, um, go for it, Melanie.
Yeah.
Are you live on there already?
I'm live on there.
Okay, go for it.
See you hovering in there.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm
No,
out.
I'll accept it. I'll accept it. I don't know why it startled me the other day. Kerrie Faye is a Gen X wife and a mom who found her passion to write later in life. A graduate of Murray State University, she has a bachelor's degree in elementary education. Raised in Western Kentucky, where her debut novel, Dead Girl, takes place, the author currently resides near the Rocky Mountain Flatirons. What is
I don't
that?
know. I'm out of there. I don't know.
Rocky Mountain Flatirons in Colorado, where
Just
there
go with
is
it.
far less humidity, but not nearly enough barbecue. Her debut novel, Dead Girl, will be published on February 26th, 2024, by the Wild Rose Press.
Yes. I can't believe you made it in time.
I did
Good
make
job,
it in
Melanie.
time.
Woo!
I'm probably going to get
Amazing.
cut off for this part, but I also wanted to shout out I got this arc from Paula
Ooh,
Gleason, who our momager's reach is wide because she put me in touch with her and I cannot wait. We're going to have her on the show soon. I can't believe I got
yes.
that in till it cut out. But yeah, it just came in the mail now and I was like, yes.
You look amazing. I love your shirt.
Yeah.
I
I
love it.
told Melanie in the chat, I was like, I either look like a pilgrim in mourning or Wednesday Adams aged up.
Either way, I'm here for it. Either way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My brother's gonna give me hell. I just know it.
Oh, really?
I love it. It's
Oh yeah.
feels very in line with the title of your book.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That was nice, Melanie. A good tie-in. We love a good
Yeah,
tie-in.
yeah.
We should have, yeah.
Yes, yes, a good tie-in.
Oh!
Oh, he did not come to play around. I mean,
Amazing. Well, we're so excited, obviously, to have you on.
Yeah.
You're one of our dear friends, and it's so fun to like have all of our Discord friends like come on the show and get to brag about your books and all the fun things.
Yeah.
So thank you
Well,
for
thank you
joining
so
us.
much. Thank you for having me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
it's awesome. Well, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am Kerrie and I live in Colorado currently, but you may notice a bit of an accent. I'm from Kentucky originally, so I have a little bit of that southern drawl. I like to say that Kentucky's home to, beautiful horses and fast women. So here I am. Prepare yourselves.
Oh, oh my God, I love that. Melanie was just in my DMs trying to do a southern accent. So Melanie, do you want to show a real
sure,
southern
darling.
accent
I'll give you my
for-
sure, darling. I'll give you my accent anytime.
Oh my gosh, bless your heart.
Okay, but hear me out. I've been watching Love is Blind
Yes.
season, whatever it is, and there's a lot of more
Yeah.
southern accents, and my brain just goes, accent, I must replicate.
No kidding.
Not that I can.
I love
I
that
can't
show.
replicate.
Oh, Melanie, you sure can. It was really good. It was great.
Almost
Well,
as good as your
That is-
Australian accent.
I know how to do it. Arnar. Arnar. That's all I got.
Erner.
Arnar.
Don't
I learned that from our Drag Race friends. Okay, well, let's get into our random facts section that we love. It's becoming one of my
Yes.
favorites because it really truly like we get to know people a little bit better in the most random ways. Okay, first question is, what is the strangest thing you own?
The strangest thing I own. Currently, right now, let me move stuff out of the way. I have this guy or girl, we're not sure on gender. Can you see that?
Yes.
My author friend, Jaylee Austin, that's her pen name. She went to Australia. Didn't even think about that. She went to Australia and New Zealand over the holiday break.
Yeah.
And she brought this back with her for the rest of our critique group. And I thought it was the sweetest thing, but it kind of has an interesting backstory.
Oh, oh, what is
must
it?
Yeah, yeah, it does. So, you know how there's like different subgenres of the romance genre. And so we were talking one day, as authors do.
Yeah.
And so there is this subgenre kind of called like monster romance.
Yes.
We were talking, we were like, so how would that work with an octopus? Because that's a lot going on. Suction, things.
Yeah.
Down, like, like we just went down the road of like, how does that work? It won't.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Now it's
tentacle
octopus.
porn is a thing, right? It's a whole genre.
Look, I don't know, but we had fun with it.
I only know from Sex Education, the YA series. Questionably
Of
YA.
course,
Is
yes.
it YA?
Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
that new adult? I don't know,
New adult.
but it's so good. Now I really need to look into this more. I feel like I need to know. But I also really don't like octopi,
No,
because they just imagine the suction, right?
right?
Just the
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what we were talking like how would that work? And then like what would your body look like after?
Oh
Not good. Not good.
man, we love a writers group for this. Only in a writers group can you really just like try and figure these things out and then get a gift of an octopus. Which is so cute. Oh, I love it. What is something you think of way too often? What do you think about way too often?
Oh my gosh, worst case scenarios.
Relatable.
that will give you an insight of how my brain works. Like I will think of like the worst thing that could happen at just basically any moment in time.
Hmm.
What's the worst thing that could happen? You're doing the podcast. What's the worst thing that happen? Well, internet goes out. Okay, well, you can maybe use your phone. Like I'm thinking about all these things, like what's the backup plan? Like what, like driving down the road, like what if that car ran the stop? Like what?
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
But I think
That's
it
too
helps
real.
me as an author, right? Like I can think of the worst case scenarios for my character and like put them in it and then figure out a way to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's like it's perfect. It's like perfect therapy of like all my
Yeah.
anxieties I'm just going to put onto the page and watch them figure it out. You're obviously very naturally good at saying what if. So it
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
lends perfectly to storytelling because you're already asking yourself what if all the time. So
Yeah.
Right?
yay anxiety.
Right.
Yay.
Yay.
We're also the most likely to survive as a species because we were always ready. Because it was like, what if the
Right?
dinosaur could climb that cliff? We'll pick a different cliff back in prehistoric times. We are
Exactly.
descendant
Yeah.
from the most anxious overthinkers who survived. Who survived?
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. Which also feeds into my hoarding tendencies.
Ah.
Oh my gosh, the pandemic. Like I bought so much toilet paper, it was ridiculous.
It was you. It was you. Me.
I own it, man. I use that Costco membership like a boss, man. We had way too much toilet paper and not nearly enough to eat, but that's okay.
Yeah, dark days, dark days.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Oh, yeah. Dark days of society where
Yeah.
now we know where all the toilet paper went. It went to
Yeah, Colorado.
Okay, the question that I have is, do you still have COVID toilet paper left in storage? Was it that amount that
It
it still
wasn't that amount.
survives?
That would literally be a shit ton of toilet paper right now. I didn't have that much. Yeah, just enough.
Just
good.
enough.
Good. Enough to survive off of. That's good. That's
Yes.
good. I love that. Okay, last question is what is one thing or what is the most random, memorable life moments? It could be funny or otherwise. What's something that's one of your favorite moments and memories?
Dude, I'm not afraid to make fun of myself, okay?
Yes,
I had a
good.
lot of stories to pick through. And I think the one that you might find the most interesting was the time that I lied to Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
I'm
Do
gonna
tell.
need
Do tell.
I shall. It involves my mother, so I hope she forgives me for this. This was back in 2005. I had just turned 30. And so my husband, knowing what a big fan of Oprah I was, did the thing where he called in and was like, repeat dialing, trying to get these free tickets to see her. Well, lo and behold, he got the tickets. And so for my birthday, he surprised me with tickets to Chicago
Oh
and
my
going to the Oprah
God.
Winfrey show. And there was two tickets. So of course I took my mom. She was the one that practically raised me, she and Oprah. so so we get to Chicago and there was a what do you call it, like a screening of a movie that was about to come out because the guest was of course going to be the star in the movie. So we went and saw the screening of the movie, and the movie is called Prime. And who was in it? I think it was Uma Thurman and Glenn Close, I
Oh.
believe.
Oh.
Mm.
And so the theme, if you will, of the show and movie was like, would you date someone with a big age gap? I guess because I think like the star in the movie like was in her prime, and she dated
Ah.
someone who was a lot younger. That's the name of the title. So anyway, long story short, we go, we see the screening. My mom and I, we have our opinions. Okay. We're like, hell no, ain't nobody going to marry somebody or date someone that much younger. It's just a movie, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Free tickets. We're at the Oprah show. And, they're out over to the side, like, there's the prime center viewers. And then you got the, this, and then we're like, we're literally at the edge of the seating.
But you were in. You were in.
We were in the show, and Oprah was right over there.
Wow.
So I guess they had the whole place mic'd up, man. I mean, you can't say nothing without them knowing. And so every time Oprah raised her right arm, there was a hole under her, in her underarm, like where the seam is. There was a hole, and I was like, man, somebody needs to tell her that. My mom was like, because of that TV. Like we were taking breaks, right? And all of a sudden you see like someone coming over and talking to her, and mom and I noticed that in the next segment she never raised her arm again. I was like, oh, somebody told her. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Oprah, asked the audience, like, what do you guys think about this? Like, would you date someone that was younger? And I was like, mom and I both were like, oh, and she's like, raise your hands. We're like, no way. And I don't know if it was a prize for pointing out the pit hole. She goes, you're over there. And she points to me. And I was like, know how I am about, like, I clam up. And she's like, why, how old are you? Why wouldn't you date someone that's, younger? And I was, here comes the lie. I said, I'm 26. And my mom goes, no, you're not.
The shade.
Sorry, 28. She's like, no, you're not.
Oh my God.
Come on, Mom. Just lie with your daughter.
Just lie, Mom.
I was there because I just turned 30. It was my 30th birthday.
Not even close to 26. Not even close.
So in shock that Oprah was talking to me. The number just came out of my mouth. The second number just came out of my mouth. Neither one true.
Oh my God.
And thank goodness my mom was there to correct me on national television.
Oh my God. Of course, moms would. What did Oprah say?
Laughed, and then she wanted to know what we thought and all that good stuff. But I was just mortified.
Oh my God.
It's easy to forget your age, especially when you're there for your 30th birthday
right,
gift.
right.
It's
yeah.
I love that.
That would haunt me. I would wake up in cold sweats.
Melanie, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to tell her that. But it's true. But you're not supposed to say that.
Wrong.
No, like not the lying part, but your mom calling you out in front of Oprah. Yeah. That part would traumatize me for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and this is whenever they started doing the after show. So I didn't make like the actual show that came on in the afternoon, but I made it to the after show. So people who tuned into that got to actually see it all play out.
Oh my gosh. But
that
you were on Oprah. Like, come on. Doesn't matter if you were infamous or famous, you were on Oprah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody needs to know I lied to Oprah Winfrey.
That's freaking amazing. I love this story so much. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. What a great story to have. Oh, now you have to turn that into some sort of book. I feel like it's gonna have to be a theme.
I think it could be like good fodder for like a rom-com or something like that.
Yeah. 100%. Like you absolutely have to put it in something because it's hilarious. Yeah. Did you know you always speaking of like books and writing, like, did you know you always wanted to be a writer?
Absolutely not. 0%.
Well, how did it happen? Like, bring us back. How did this come to be?
I think I've got a thick skull, and obviously things don't process very well when it comes to numbers. But like looking back, I can see where it might have been in my path in life because I did pretty good in school in that area. But like my focus was on raising the kids and just doing that, and never really thought twice about like what I wanted to do, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
just kind of doing what I thought was expected of me. And then, not to get too deep, but like in 2017, I was in a bad accident. And it kind of like, you kind of reassess your priorities. I went through a lot of rehabilitation and finally got used to my hands. And then I was just like, you kind of like, you could either go back to the way things were, or you could like, be bold and, try something new. And so God put it on my heart to try writing. And in 2018, I participated in NaNoWriMo, fell in love.
Amazing.
Loved it so much. And so, but then we moved in 2019, pandemic 2020. So I didn't get back to it to 2021. And that's when I wrote Dead Girl. And I've just been in love ever since. I just think it's the best thing. Torture sometimes, but the best thing.
That's wild. It's like something, like that we hear quite a bit actually, that like as horrible as it is, sometimes these traumatic events are these markers in our lives that are like, well, hang on, what am I doing? What do I really want to be doing? Like, and it's so amazing that you were able to pivot from that and like chase something that felt that you were so drawn to.
Yeah. And it's, like I said, if I look back, I think that love of writing was always there. But, at school, they like, it's an assignment. They make you do it. It's not a choice.
Oh, 100%.
And some people that works for them, but for me, it just felt like, work. But, when it came to choosing what I want to write, it's just like, wow, like passion just kind of, I don't know, ignited.
That is amazing. I love that. Like that is the coolest thing. So like you write the book, what happens after? Like tell us the process that you went through to writing. Like this is your first book that you've written that you're publishing, Dead Girl?
No, in NaNoWriMo.
Okay.
This is, I guess, technically the second manuscript, but NaNoWriMo, I wrote a young adult fantasy, more of a heroic fantasy, and where like the unlikely hero saves the kingdom. And but I didn't know that then. And honestly, when I wrote Dead Girl, I didn't know anything about genre or like any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's wild.
So how did you do it? Like, how did you, like, tell us, how did you get to publishing your book? I just love this. This is really fun to hear.
My journey is unusual.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. So I got the book Save the Cat. And I joined writing groups. And so I highly encourage anyone who's like me that doesn't know jack shit, just go for it and learn as you go. And I think just the friends that I made along the way, they taught me, to get onto Twitter and to grow my social media, to kind of network in that regards and then that exposes you to a bunch of other things, like pitch contests and all those wonderful parts of the journey, and querying. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I just kind of, I guess, just fell into the fire and somehow walked through it.
Yeah. Was there anything about the journey that like surprised you that you weren't expecting? I mean, I guess if it was all new, but is there something that like stands out in your mind as like particularly traumatic, maybe?
Yeah, right. Well, as a reader, I guess there's multiple things that were, surprising to me. As a reader, you don't realize how much goes into the creation of the book that you buy off the shelf. All the levels of revision that happens before it gets to you. So, like you never see that zero shit draft that someone an author started out with. So that is interesting. And then I think I also thought when it comes to the publishing industry, I think I thought it was more of a meritocracy. Like if you wrote something really well, obviously you're going to get a literary agent. Obviously you're going to get a publishing deal. Obviously. And now I realize, holy shit, this isn't how it works. You can write something amazing. And if the gatekeepers don't think they can sell it, then you're stuck, you know, and you got to write
Publishing
something
is
else.
like giving as you're saying this, my brain is conjuring this image that publishing is like handing a book to a small child and sending them into the carnival, hoping it makes it out on the other end.
Right. No joke, though. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. That was such a surprise to me. Like, I just felt like, if you write something good, obviously, they're going to want to make a book out of it. And I've learned the hard way that that's not always the case. So that was a big surprise.
So it's so much luck too. Like you work your ass off, but still like have to have luck, which sucks because like you said, like you write this thing and you work so hard on it, it's good and it's beautiful, but still there has to be some sort of alignment or whatever, or manipulation or whatever it is. And it has to like come into play.
That got dark.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The manipulate.
You might have to manipulate. I can't even say the damn word. So obviously, I'll just stick with luck. We'll just say luck at this point. How did you go about like getting published? Like, did you go the traditional like query and go hard, or did you like? I want to know a little bit about that journey.
Right. So I learned from my friends, hey, you need to query. And I was like, okay, what is that? So I did the online Google and, try to figure out how to write a query letter. Did that. I workshopped it with Northern Colorado Writers. It's a local writing group, and I workshopped it with them. And then, so probably, I guess it was maybe the middle of January 2022, I started querying, did the query tracker thing. And I didn't know, because like I said, I just kind of throw myself in. I didn't know how long it takes to hear back from an agent.
Yes.
So I've been told to do it in batches. So I did it in, I think I did 10 the first time. And I like was waiting. How long is this going to take?
It is a rude awakening. It is a rude awakening.
So I was like, well, screw this. I sent 10 more out. No, actually, I probably sent 20.
Yeah.
And then I finally I want to say maybe in April, started getting some, rejections. And I was like, well, this sucks. And then people were saying, well, it's probably your query. You need to fix your query. So workshop that shit again. And then I sent it back out to more people. Probably 40 at that time, because I was just like throwing it at the wall, man. I was like, come on, stick, baby, stick. Got a few things that, were positive, but for the most part, it was like 4 rejections. And I was just like, well, crap, and then I started like, okay, maybe I need to self-publish this. Like, I didn't understand that querying could take years.
Right.
That's
fact. I understand that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe self-publishing. So when I was looking into that, I found out about small press, that you don't actually, need an agent to go that route. And I was like, okay, maybe. So I think it was about maybe September or so. I was just like, well, screw this, because it was just taking forever for people to respond. And I guess I had no patience.
It happens.
Carrying small presses, and it was just so much different. Like I got response like within a month, I think, and it was just like, okay, we're gonna go down this path. And so I did that. And so once I got offers, I had to go back to the agents that had the query. I didn't wait for.
Okay, I love this though. Because one of my pet peeves is how you can only sub. And like some people I submitted some poetry yesterday, and there was like some
Yeah.
people, they're like, you can't have even put it on social media. You can't have published on social media. I was like, hell, hold up. So you want people to like grow
Come
their
on.
platform. You want them to like
Yeah.
do all the things, but don't you dare have shared it. I'm just like, how is like, and that's the same thing. Like, of course,
Yeah.
if you're waiting a year to hear back, you might want to be trying other things. Like, it's just
Yeah.
human to want to
Right?
like, I think that mindset and just like
Yeah.
putting that out there to the ether, that maybe we need a bit of softening on that from the publishing end.
Yeah, totally. Honestly, like in another group that I'm in, we decided that there are no rules.
Yes. Yes. Really, truly. Like,
I'm
just
doing a
do what you
dance.
can. Do what
Yeah.
works. Like, hell yes.
Yeah, you just kind of have to shoot your shot, man. I don't know,
Yes.
fortune favors the bold or something like that. Maybe
Hell
the dumb. I don't
yes.
know.
Hell yes.
So
Yeah.
No.
yeah. So anyway, I had to go back to those agents, and then I got a few agents who were actually interested at that point. They were like, "Oh,
Right. Right.
I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here."
Mm.
And to be honest, a couple of them I pitched my other story to, and
Mm.
they're more interested in that than they were in Dead Girl. So I was like, okay, when I'm done with that, I'll query you. So I'm in the
Nice.
process of finishing that manuscript, but so I still
Mm.
don't have an agent,
Mm.
and I do
That
want one.
yeah. Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
that's cool. I love that
Yeah.
you're like, when I come, I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I'm ready, I'll come back. Like I got things I'm doing right now. I love that.
Yes.
I find this whole conversation very healing, and I so appreciate you like sharing so openly, because this is kind of it. Like, you have to kind of just put yourself out there. And sometimes, because that's what I've been learning too, sometimes it's in different ways that you didn't expect, but it all winds
Yeah.
up being part of your journey. And yeah,
Mhm.
I just love this story, and someone's going to snap you up when they see how hard you are hustling.
I
But you're
mean,
so
I'm
right. Like, it can be years. Like, as someone who has been in the query trenches for years, it can be
yeah.
freaking years, even if you're writing good stuff. You hope it's good. Your friend said it was good. But yeah, that's the
Mhm.
reality of the industry, right?
Right? And I don't
Mm.
know any other industry where that would fly, honestly. What? You want me to wait a year for you to figure out if you like
That feels real.
it?
That feels very real. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna acknowledge that I exist, that I sent you this thing until a year or two. I think I got a rejection like 3 years later. And I was like, why the
Mm.
fuck would you even email me?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I was literally right after I announced my book deal. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks, jerk. Like it's a very, very strange thing. And so
Yeah.
finding your own way is it. Like that's the magic, is like,
Mhm.
okay, well, this isn't working right now, so let me just try something else. And like
Yeah,
there's still always opportunities coming, and you can still always go back, which I love hearing that that's what you're going to do, is like, well, screw it, I'm
yeah,
going to get this thing
Yes.
published, and then when I'm ready, I'm coming back. But until
yeah,
then, bye. Like I
Mm.
got things to do. I've got Dead Girl on my mind.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk
right.
about Dead Girl. Can you
Yeah,
tell us like what it's about? Because I'm so stinking excited.
yeah. It's a young adult fantasy with, now I know, paranormal and thriller elements.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
I love how you said that, because this is like also facts. I still sometimes don't know what I'm pitching. And like, sometimes you just need the publishing people to tell you, oh, it's commercial fiction, babe. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
What do you want from me? I like the story. It's good. Uh, no, it's well, I've had readers tell me that it's like Stephen King's Carrie, which I honestly have not read because I'm not really into the horror genre, but they said it's like that. And like, have you ever seen Supernatural on the CW?
Oh, yes.
Or Buffy the Vampire Slayer? So
Hell yeah.
it's kind of like a blend of that. And if I was going to even get into the nuances of it, I would say it's a little bit like the Da Vinci Code, in the fact that there is a heretical sect like the Opus Dei. So for my book, it's called The Order, who are hunting her down. So it's got those elements, and it's set in the 90s. So
Oh, fun. I
yeah,
love that. Oh my gosh, that
yeah,
sounds like a blast. I'm
yeah.
excited. What was your inspiration for this? Like, it's a triple threat of a book you've got going on.
I know. Probably, I would say anything that I've written has just really come first through the character. Like the character has come to me. And I've got like one story that I started and the world came to me first, and I'm like, I can't go anywhere with it. It's like I need the character to be the driving force. And so in this situation, Ember came to me first and she was like crying, upset. You know how like you're like, who did that to you? Like I was like, what the heck happened to you? And so going through that kind of character study and figuring out why she was so upset, I learned that she was an outcast and had been bullied, and she knew she was always different but didn't know why. And so working through that helped me figure out the plot. And so that's yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the hardest part of this journey's been for you?
Right now,
Yeah.
all the social media marketing, like I'm not built for this. I am not.
You've been doing great, babe. I've seen you hustling with your reels and they're brilliant. Just
Oh,
honestly,
thank
the
you.
algorithm is just an asshole these days. Like
Tell me about it.
those reels that have been clocking views. I've seen your reels and they're really good. Just like fuck the
Oh,
algorithm because it's just not
man.
it's not showing them like it used to. So
Ugh,
that's that rant for
such,
another day.
I mean, it's such a, right. Well, it's such a time suck to create. For me, those don't come easy for me. Like it takes me half a day
Same.
to create a TikTok.
Facts.
Yeah. No.
Much rather be writing than creating that, but I know I have to do it for the book, especially with a small press. Like I have to be the marketing and publicity for it. So yeah, right now is the hardest time because I'm doing something that doesn't come easy for me. And secondly, social media was kind of my little fun free time, my little
Yes.
reward. And now
Yes.
it's work and I don't like
Yeah.
it.
No,
You know
no,
what
I
though?
100%. Same with me. It was the same exact thing. Like I love being on social media until it was like I had to, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Yeah, it
Mm.
becomes work, and we didn't want it to be work. It was supposed to be fun, but now it's work.
But I'm also
Right?
just
Yeah.
listening to you talk, and I think you're actually very entertaining. Don't underestimate, instead of trying to make a marketing reel, just get in front of the
Mm.
camera and talk about your book
Yes.
because you are naturally
Mm.
engaging on screen. Side note, and also to our listeners, I've been reframing
Thank
this
you.
in my head. Sometimes the marketing I think is failing because we're not marketers. But if you get in front of the screen,
Oh,
read your book, talk about your
yeah.
book, talk about what you've been doing, I think that's where some new engagement
Hmm.
is possible. Anyway, so I digress, but my brain's always like,
Melanie, that was
I mean,
good.
that
She's
was
right
really good.
though. You're absolutely right, Melanie,
no,
because honestly, like I don't remember like I mean, I obviously we're friends on social media, but I don't remember seeing your face as much and like hearing you and how
Mm.
funny and kind and like your
yeah.
storytelling. That is genius, Melanie. Great advice,
I've
Kerrie.
just
You
been
better listen.
noticing
Girl,
that
you
I
better
tune.
listen.
I,
I've
I'm
just
on it.
noticed I'm completely tuning out of marketing reels lately because there's just too many. But I never tune
Yeah.
out of seeing my friends pop up on screen and talk to me. So that's
Get
Wow.
my
on it.
Okay.
Get on
All
it.
right.
Oh, I
I have like 6 days. Oh,
yeah.
go,
Let's see
baby,
your
go.
face. All the rest of these 6 days, we want to see your face. Melanie said it.
okay.
It must happen. Okay, I see we have like 2 minutes left, which is wild. But I want to ask our favorite question, which is like looking back at all you've
Uh-huh.
accomplished, what advice would you give a younger version of yourself before you started this journey?
Ooh, ooh, that's a good one. Look, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And I got here because I was supposed to get here at this point in time. But I will tell my younger self that, you know what? You're doing great. Keep at it. Because, as a mom, you have those days where you're just like, what am I doing? But it'll all be worth it. And that at some point, you're going to get to do you and you're going to accomplish great things. So, yeah.
I love that. And you did. And now we all get to watch and listen and read Dead Girl. And so like
Yeah.
how fun for us to see your face every day for the next 6 days as
Yeah.
you mark it.
I want to see it, baby. I
Yeah.
want to see it.
Here's the book. Here's the face.
Yes, you must.
Please. Hold the book up again, and I will ask one of our other final questions. Is there anything you would like readers to know?
This book is very special to me because if you'll read the dedication, is to the real Eric. He's no longer with us, but he has a special place in the story and in my heart.
It's beautiful.
I got a little
Well,
chill. It's going to cut
yeah.
us off any second, though, but what a perfect way to end it. And what a perfect
Yeah.
episode. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been a blast.
Oh, it's our pleasure. We're so happy for you. We're so excited. Can't wait to
Thank
see you.
you.
Can't wait to see you every day.
Yes.
Melanie says it. You must.
That's
It must
true.
be
I'm
done.
manifesting views for you.
This is the manifesting dance.
It is.
I will wear the special shirt.